Yo, what's up boys? This video will help you so much in those types of lobbies that are like kind of dead, but there's like good teams in them that are like killing everyone, and you just really want to avoid fighting them for different reasons, such as like you're just not confident enough a fighter as them, or you just really need to make endgame, you do not want to risk it. So yeah, enjoy. So this video is technically a part of like my viewer VOD review series, where I take a viewer's games and I VOD review them and tell them what they do wrong. But the games were like contender cup, low elo stuff, so there wasn't much I could tell them like to do better, except for what I found that could be really useful to them is obviously trying to hide and avoid these players, because there were just like a couple teams in each lobby that were like really good and just killing everyone, and they were putting themselves in really bad spots that would just easily make the other team key them. Like in a situation like that, if you just avoid the good teams and get to endgame, like you could easily qual even with the same skill level that you're at. The thing I do like in a lobby like this, like what you should do if you don't want to like fight anyone, you want to avoid everything, is here I'll probably just loot max everything, like god loot, and then come in pretty late and maybe sit in a bush like up here or up here maybe, and you just want to pick like, I mean a bush like up here might like could be good as well, but you just want to pick a bush that doesn't look like someone would be in it basically. So then say second zone pulled and you're like sitting here in a bush, then you'll just move up, get a little bit deep like in there, or just maybe in a bush here, just any like, you don't want to pick a bush that's just like right in the middle in like a really obvious spot that someone's just gonna be like, oh yes, someone's probably sitting in a bush there, or someone's gonna run through that area, because you don't want people to like run into your bush, because if you don't kill one and they're a good team, then you're dead. So I'd say like in a zone like this, a good bush would be like, it could be this bush here. Like this bush isn't that obvious, like it's not insanely obvious that someone would sit in this bush. But then if we go over here, this bush here is just really obvious and people are going to move through it, because it's exactly in the center of the zone and it's just like wide in the open and there's no bushes around or no other hiding spots. Because this game was like really stacked, you wouldn't be able to like, you shouldn't be able to get away with just sitting on the edge back here, because then obviously zone pulls far and then you have to rotate, and then because you're edge and there's heaps of people in the lobby, you won't be able to get deep into the next zone. But in a game like this, if you sit back there and then third zone pulls max up here, there's not enough people and they're not good enough to like stop you getting in a good position anywhere. The thing about this is he obviously doesn't have like max middle mats, so they're gonna have to go into zone and farm at the same time, so they won't be able to, like they'll obviously be like in the open and people looking at them, so you want to get all your stuff before like second zone basically, so you can just sit and hide the whole time. They even made another mistake here. They just went in and then they just started farming in the open, and then he even goes for a shot on someone for no reason, makes everyone know they're there. And then since they're not max mats, you're just going to have to spend all their time farming, being in the open, having people see them. Like here they should have had max middle from back then, and then they should just be chilling in like this bush here maybe. Like think about how many people were going to go into that bush, like try go into that bush because they want the bush, compared to the bush in the middle of the zone. Like a lot of people are going to go towards this bush because they just want to like have the bush to themselves, you know, because it's in the middle of the zone. Because of that, they'll expect other people to be in there as well, so they go up to it and shoot it and stuff. This is like prime behavior of like trying to get themselves keyed. They went to the middle of zone and then they started farming in the middle in the open so everyone can see them. And yeah, because of this team over here comes over and I think he goes for a snipe and cracks them, and then they fight. But even if that was like a good team, even without the snipe, they're keying that just because of the lobby and the tournament they're in. Like they should just not be here, you know, they should just be chilling in the bush back there. And then yeah, they just die because of that. So onto this next game. This lobby's a bit more stacked, so you could get away with not hiding as much, but you can see there's a good team here and they're keying everyone and they're pretty close to them. This is a really good strategy you can do to hide, like finding an old fight and then sitting in some cones. I don't know why it's wood, they should be making it metal obviously, and then you can use that to hide in. What you can do is this other strategy that I'll show you now, A lot of the time mid-game, what you can do, I've seen some people do, is you can like maybe like build like this, kind of make it look like you've had a fight, you know? Just don't use too many mats, but you can make like it look like a little fight maybe, and then you can go up, and then you can put a cone there, and then hold that edit, and then jump, and then reset that, and then sit in this cone, and don't move anything, and then from the outside it looks like this. It looks like kind of a fight, and then it looks like someone maybe finished the fight, used the base, and then left the base, because there's obviously an open wall, but you can still be in this cone here. Or you can do this like, say your edge zone, and you can make like a normal looking base, like not even a fight, and then if this zone's like, if this base is like edge zone, you can make it look like someone left the base to rotate more center, so you can do this, and then it looks like from the outside, like say center zone's that way and this is edge, it just looks like someone's just left the base to go center, and no one's going to care about you in the cone, and they have no idea. Also make sure the floor is metal as well, so they can't see your feet. Like I said, in a bad lobby like this, in a bad dead lobby, 45 alive, and all the players are bad, you could easily get away here with going at the very end of zone, like in a whole minute, but instead they make the mistake to go really early, and these teams around them would probably see them and key them, because on the map this is like a good place to kind of fight. It's like kind of dead side. I probably would have waited like until 10 seconds before zone closes, or 20, and then went hard left up here, and then maybe just sit in this building and just hide and wait. And also another thing they do here is put them in a spot that makes them look like a bad team, because what good team is going to go there and just base on edge low gun here when you could easily just keep going, and the good team in the lobby sees them and they're like, yeah, this is a free key, like definitely fighting that. So you need to also think about what's making you look good or bad, you know? So if you rotate all the way in and like get up on this hill and build a big base, there's just way less chance people are going to keep. They just subconsciously think you're way better. They do just end up dying to this team keying them. So yeah, what you probably want to do is keep hiding in like low traffic places, like low traffic bushes, or places, just any like general places to hide, just places where not many people are going to go through and that aren't just like directly in the middle of the zone, and then keep rotating kind of late until, usually until third zone appears, and then just hook it to the middle, preferably on like a high spot, so you can look like a better team, and then from there you should be able to play the game out. Also, I want to talk about how if you're like boxed up on dead side of fourth zone, you tend to get keyed a lot by the good team in the lobby. As you can actually see what's happening right here, the good team in the lobby, they're on dead side of fourth and they're still keying because it's still a good chance for them to key. But imagine you're a team over here, like on congested side over here, like it's just a lot harder for that team to key anyone, so they won't. So yeah, try not to be on dead side of fourth either if you're in a really dead lobby. While editing this, I realized there's something I missed out that I want to talk about, and it's how a lot of the time mid-game, if like a team like pulls up on you, it's like a 2v2 and they pull up on you and they kind of, like one of them might ramp up and just like kind of look and shoot and just kind of just be weird, like they're not full keying yet but they're doing this. What you want to do here, or what you don't want to do here, is if you see that, is ramp up and try to get above them. Even if you're like, a lot of the time people don't want to fight, but they ramp up and just go above them. And for the other player, it's just kind of like you're challenging them, and then because you challenge them, they end up trying to go even higher than you, and then it just ends up into a fight that you didn't, that neither of you even wanted. So if someone ramps up and does that, from here you should just be like, if you're like this distance, just be like build off and then just kind of run away, you know? Either run away or just make a 2x2 and just let them know you don't want to fight, you know? And then the majority of the time they're just gonna run away. It's like, this guy doesn't really want to fight, we don't need a fight, and I can't be bothered because he's boxed up. So they'll leave a majority of the time. But sometimes it's a good idea to just ramp up and look really aggressive. Sometimes that will make you stop an engagement, or mostly just like prevent it. You might be like really split from your duo, and then you see a duo come up And what you should do instead of running away because you're scared that you're a duo, what you should do some of the time is literally just ramp up and look really confident if you're like that distance. Because what this is going to do is, even though you're a solo, they're just going to assume you're a duo because of how confident you are, and they'll probably disengage. That's not going to work every single time. Like, both those strategies aren't going to work every single time. But you just have to still be mindful, like, you just have to learn when those different strategies are going to be useful in different situations. But a lot of the time, you really want to show, like, your body language to show that you don't want to fight, you know? Because a lot of the time people can't help it. People just can't be disciplined just to not fight. They just see you trying to fight, or they assume you're fighting because of your body language, and then they'll just engage because that's just what they do, and they just can't help it. If you just show that you don't want to fight, then a lot of the time people give up. But like I said, like in the lobbies we're doing right now, I'm going over, you come across a good team, they're not going to care like what you do or your body language. They're going to fight you no matter what. But I'm just talking about in cash cups where you come across mostly people like that are your own skill. Like if there's a tournament where no one's really keying and everyone's like kind of similar skill, if you show body language that they don't want to fight, then usually people are just gonna take the opportunity to go and play in game. Yo, thanks for making it through the whole video. If you want to keep learning, then definitely watch this video that I'm putting up on the screen right now, where I teach you guys how to rotate and get better positioning. Also, if you want to be involved in any video like this, like a view or VOD review, then make sure to join the community Discord using the link in the description, and then it'll tell you what to do after that. Also, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you actually found this video useful. Use code Vujcich. See ya.